All right, Denise, take us
Oh,
away.
all right. Hi, everyone. My name is Denise. I'm a freedom activist in the state of California, San Joaquin County, and I'm one of the founders of Freedom Angels.
Hi, everybody. My name is Heidi. I am a co-founder of Freedom Angels, and I live in the San Francisco Bay Area.
Hey everybody, I'm Naomi. I'm just an activist and I live in San Diego.
Hi everyone, I'm Tara, co-founder of Freedom Angels, live in the Northern Sierra Nevada mountains of California.
So we have a great miracle that happened. Facebook is now letting us go live on our Freedom Angels page at a beautiful moment where we have Naomi joining us. Naomi was the organizer of last week's protest in Southern California, and now the San Diego Police Department, Sheriff, and District Attorney is looking at filing charges against her for practicing her First Amendment rights. So it's going to be a real good talk today. So Naomi, oh, go ahead, Tara.
Go ahead. I was just going to say how much we love and appreciate Naomi and her activism over the years and standing for constitutional rights and freedom.
Thank you.
Oh, yeah. Much. You're a seasoned vet in this, so this isn't your first rodeo. So I don't know why they're trying to make it seem like it is.
It was the first protest I ever attended in my life, they said. Imagine for the first time, if that was the first time, let me do it 2 times.
So Naomi, what happened? Let's talk about what happened. I know you have a busy schedule going on today, so let's just jump right into it. So let's start from the beginning. When was your protest? Where was it? And what happened that day?
So my protest was last Saturday. It was downtown San Diego at the Hall of Justice. We had like an amazing turnout. Maybe about 500 people in total, including people in their cars. We had a gridlock, but thankfully, since I reached out to San Diego PD, we made it safe so that there was a section for emergency vehicles and vehicles who wanted to pass along, and then there was a section for cars who wanted to be a part of the gridlock so that we didn't interfere with any medical emergencies or anybody's life. Everybody got to continue as normal. We had people going around the block over and over with blowhorns, with their signs, their cars dressed up, megaphones, music going, super patriotic. What a time to be alive. The police came to me 3 separate times, told me that I needed to be a barrier between them and the people. And, you know, instead of them going and telling them, hey, you can't be in the street, hey, you can't be on the island, they sent me to go do that, which I thought was appropriate because I feel like it would have been received differently if they would have gone person to person. So I tried to keep it very friendly and also be compliant with their suggestions and what they were asking of me. So I made sure to go from person to person and let everybody know that they needed to be 6 feet. They needed to stay on the sidewalk. They could not be in the street unless they were, of course, crossing the street safely, of course. And so I was completely compliant with what San Diego PD was asking of me, and they have also said the same. We had such an incredible turnout. Patriots from all over California came. People from out of California came. They brought it. It was such a beautiful event. Everybody had their flags. They were in red, white, and blue, and they had the Constitution on almost all of their posters, something from the Constitution, something just explaining that their love for America. And we had a lot of people who came out who are currently unemployed, who do not qualify for unemployment, business owners, small business owners, big business owners, people from all walks of life, people who are about to lose their house, people are about to lose their cars, people who are about to lose their livelihood. We had them all. I had a hairstylist. She cannot file for unemployment. She doesn't know when her next check is coming. She doesn't know how she's going to pay her rent. I am about to be one step from homeless. The people who I live with don't want me to live there because they're in fear of their life, of the consequences of me standing up for my constitutional rights. In doing so, I'm risking my life, my children's life, my family's life. I've had people reach out and send me death threats. I have had people reach out and tell me that they hope my children die. I've had people say the most abominable, most atrocious things I've ever heard in my whole entire life in the past week. this goes far beyond anything I've ever experienced speaking out against the dangers of vaccines. This is a whole other level. When you start talking about freedom, people get angry. They want to hold you down. They want to oppress you. They want to make you sound like you're crazy for wanting the things that are given to us. Like the Constitution was created for me, for you, to protect you against them. And the people don't want you to know that. They want to keep us held down and keep us oppressed, but the devil's a liar. Yeah. So fear is a lie. It's a lie. I walk by faith, not by sight. I don't care what the world says about me because I know what God says about me. So when I planned this rally, I knew I had an army. I knew I had the army of God behind me. And I knew that if I had to take one for the team, my fellow patriots were going to see that and they were going to come and take one for me too. So, I mean, we're out there and it's not just me. We got Heidi, we got Tara, we got Denise. We have a full army, and it's not here in California. It's in all 50 states and it's all over the whole entire world. It's just people are scared to stand up because of what's happening to me right now. And it's very scary, you know, people, they could be empty threats or they could very well be valid threats. I do not know, but what I do know is nobody's going to stop me. Nobody's going to silence me. And I will continue to fight for my constitutional God-given rights till the day I die.
Bless you. Bless you. I'm so excited to have you on. So we wanted to bring up the fact that, yes, you held this amazing event last weekend. I have a ton of friends. I used to live in San Diego. So I didn't know about your protest, but my phone started blowing up right away with all these texts from people like, oh my gosh, look what's happening in San Diego. Look what you guys started. And I'm like, we're all in this together. This is amazing. But all that to say, so you had that amazing gathering, and then what happened next? You came up to Sacramento to join us on Monday to do what?
To protest again. I couldn't wait. I mean, you know, who passes up a good protest? So right. I got in my car and I headed 9 hours away to go support my friends, you know, like a good friend does. And we brought the heat.
You did.
Well, I'm great. I mean, this moment in time is requiring all of us to stand up against the tyranny and to protect our God-given rights that are enshrined in protection in the Constitution. I mean, we've been working on freedom issues, all of us here, for a long time, and a lot of people that we are, friends and connected with, a lot of people. But right now, the entire planet, all of humanity, is up against the shock and awe campaign to take away our rights and remove and take control of our bodies, our liberties, and our actions. And they're using bad data and faulty modeling and creating and selling fear around it to meet those ends. And I think week one was very different. People didn't know what were the facts, what was the data, but everything that's been coming out over the weeks in the last 6-8 weeks have shown that this has all been blown out of proportion, and that this is far more than just about a virus, that we have that millions are infected and very few deaths have occurred, and there are therapeutic pathways to heal people who get infected, and that we shouldn't be crashing the global economy and removing people's liberties for this. And so your protest last Saturday, and like the one on Monday in the Capitol, and all the ones that have been going around, are fighting on those grounds. The entire nation, every protest that's going on right now, these big ones, are all fighting on the same exact grounds, on the same battle for our liberties, for the freedom of the human being, of a free human being, and to have reason in the conversation here. So thank you too for doing that as well, and setting that up, because they're popping up organically all over the nation, and as they need to.
And you're right. When you say people are scared of freedom, they are scared of freedom. They need someone to tell them what to do all the time. And it is a very scary thing to take the bull by the horns and take your freedom and do the things as an adult that your God-given rights are doing. So anytime you talk about freedom, you're absolutely going to get pushback from people saying they need to sit down and stay home to protect like today I had my 6-year-old child who's sick. What is me being outside? How is that going to affect your 6-month-old baby who's in the house sick? So you're correct on that. So now that we're there, what are you looking at now? So what is San Diego PD telling you now?
So San Diego PD said that they were going to be filing with the I forgot what they
with
call
the
them.
district
The
attorney,
district
right?
attorney. Yeah. And then they're going to be filing for a warrant for my arrest. And on Sunday, if I decide to show up to my protest, I will be arrested and served with my warrant, of course. That my attorneys are going to be there with me, all my legal representation. Everybody is going to be there that day. So there's going to be people videotaping this whole situation. So if they want to come, they can come. That's absolutely 100% fine. I'm ready. I know exactly what is coming, and I'm prepared for it.
And you've already faced charges on top of, yes, you're going to be arrested if you show up on Sunday, but you already have been slapped with some charges from last Saturday. Can you explain that a little bit?
SDPD said that every time I throw a protest, I will be given 90 days in jail and or $1,000 fine and or both.
As they release sex offenders and child abusers and violent criminals, and they have a 0 bail, and they're trying to clear out these jails for
people like
this
me.
virus, and instead they want to arrest a 27-year-old Latina mother of 2 who still breastfeeds. So I think they are going to have to get through a barrier in order to get through you, really. I mean, the people need to show up. We need people to show up on Sunday at 1 o'clock, correct?
Yes, at 1 o'clock in Pacific Beach.
Yep.
At the main lifeguard tower.
If there's any protest that you are going to attend to this weekend, this is the protest to go to. This is a protest where we're going to see tyrants in action. And the only way that we're going to nip this in the bud is to record it, bear witness to it, and surround Naomi, not just with our love and with our prayers, but with our physical bodies. And we are going to do it. I mean, like we said, this isn't our first rodeo. We've had that pushback, we've had the experience, and now we're going to put all of our experience to use, and we will physically be there for you, Naomi, and we're going to ask everybody to come out and to support the Constitution, to support the United States, and to support their fellow patriots.
That sounds
great. And this is a real example of what Newsom likes to say, the one thing we agree with him on, which is localism is determinative. And the local, San Diego Police Department and Sheriff's Department and DA have decided to take a very strong stand on this. And that's why, and they've singled you out. Mm-hmm. And that's why we need to all be there and stand for you, saying we all stand with her. We're all Naomi. We're all standing for our freedoms, and you're not going to get to take her away. She has a First Amendment right to assemble peacefully and to stand here. And so, I mean, the 3 of us are going to be driving down from the north to be with you on Sunday, as you know. And we call in we need millions, just literally. If you're going to go anywhere this weekend, go to San Diego to Naomi's protest, or to her protest against the lockdown and to protect First Amendment and constitutional rights, and be there and stand in peaceful, nonviolent solidarity with her
for a day of liberty.
Yes. Liberty and freedom. Right. I mean, we have a lot, we've had the opportunity to build relationships with a lot of different patriots from around the nation. And this is it, guys. Like, all the things that we've been working towards and, trying to equip ourselves with this kind of pushback. The pushback is here. This is it. This is the showdown. This is where we need you guys to show up. We're nonviolent. We are peaceful. We are going to stand there in solidarity with each other. We are here to defend your freedom. And if you can't understand that, step aside and let us continue to do our work. So I hope this is, again, our calls to action are very important. We don't do calls to action lightly. this is something you need to attend if you're going to do anything. Come out, get some sunshine, talk to your fellow neighbor, talk to, your fellow patriots who are going to be there and have your back, because at the end, this is what it is. We have your back.
So yes, I wanted to say, give Naomi some time. I know she has to run to do other interviews, but Naomi, this is your moment because you're the organizer. Please let everybody know what you are asking for, what to wear, what to bring, or, any of that kind of stuff. So everybody knows clearly what Sunday is all about.
Okay, well, first and foremost, my only request from everybody is just to pray over me, pray over my family. I ask that you just wrap us in your prayers and intercede and just ask God to keep us safe and to anoint me and to make sure that the words that flow out of my mouth are the words that are supposed to be spoken. And so secondly, the rally is going to be in Pacific Beach. It's going to be at 1:00. I ask that everybody wear white because white is pure. And this is a peaceful protest. Please bring your American flags, your blowhorns, your signs, megaphones, your boombox, tambourines, drums, triangles, cowbells, whatever you have. We're making noise around here.
All right. I love it. I love it. So I just want to add to that. Yeah, guys, I have my Bible here. We are praying Psalms 91 over
Amen.
Naomi and her family and the family that is sheltering her right now, because I do just want to bring up real quick, we'll touch into it later, we'll get into it more, but in Idaho, we witnessed a mother get arrested yesterday, and we witnessed something fascinating with the community coming together and serving the arresting officer at his home. And people, oh my gosh, the tidal wave of hate that has come from that, and people thinking that crossed a line. Guys, we need some perspective right now. Naomi doesn't have a home right now because there's no safe place to go, and there are no law enforcement officials standing guard over her. We're not calling for that. What we're calling is for us as patriots to come together and stand with her. One family has already answered the call. We're going to need a lot more families to continue to answer the call to shield and protect this woman who is putting it all on the line for California.
And that's what it is, because my life is on the line. It is. I have children, I have a family, and I want to have jobs in the future. I know that what I'm doing right now could potentially damage future endeavors, but if not now, then when? And if not me, then who?
Yes.
Well, and Naomi, if what you're doing damages, future options, then that means we lost the battle, and this isn't a battle we can lose. All of humanity needs to be standing on the side that you're standing and fighting on. And I think only you'll be going down as a hero for being willing to take this stand and hold the line for our Constitution and for all of our freedoms.
Thank you so much.
It's not an easy job to defend freedom, but thank you for doing it. It's a rough position to be in, but I don't want to hear, a lot of people say, oh, she has kids, she shouldn't be doing this. Well, who else?
What do you think I'm doing it for?
Yeah, there's nobody else.
If my children cannot be free, what is life? If I cannot be free, what is life?
Yep.
So
I don't want it. I don't want it if I can't be free.
Yes. There you go.
Yep. 100%.
Well, Naomi,
that's what we're all doing it for.
Do you need to get going to your other interviews, or is there anything else you wanted to add?
No, I got to get going. But you guys, I'm going to be on Good Morning America or Good Morning San Diego tomorrow. And I'm going to be on Channel 10 tonight at 11. And I'm going to be on the Graham Ledger Show tonight at 8 o'clock. And I'm going to be on NBC 7. And I'm going to be on Channel 8. And I'm going to be on NBC 7. And all of these, the Jewish news and all these news stations. So I just want to let you know I'm not going away, and I will not stop, and I will not stay silent, and you cannot stop me.
Yes.
Well, I'm excited to see you on Sunday. We're going to have a good old time.
I know.
What?
Everybody share Naomi's information everywhere. We're going to put up the different, the Center for American Liberties is supporting you,
Yes.
your attorneys, and they have the links to how to help, support and fund that, and all the different media that comes out. We're going to keep putting it out ourselves and asking everyone to just share it far and wide. share the message that we're all fighting on this ground and that you're standing and representing for us all right now.
Wonderful. I am so thankful to you guys for all of your support and your love and your prayers, and just you guys just mean so much to me.
We love you.
Well, likewise. We love you, and we have appreciated you since we met, and glad that we're all in this together. You know, we got your back, and we know that, you know, tens of thousands will. I pray that very day on Sunday, and that millions across the country already do, you know, stand with you.
Great.
In gratitude.
Yes.
Thank
For
you.
freedom.
Yes.
We love you.
I love you
Talk
guys.
soon.
I'm going to get going. I'll keep you guys posted on further endeavors.
Okay.
All right. We'll talk to you later.
Go get him, Tiger.
Yeah.
Get him, Tiger.
I know. Bye.
We're still staying on Naomi is just leaving the meeting, but don't worry, we've got plenty to talk about.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
Now, I just want to say, before we get into this, please, everybody, start a watch party. Share this video. The information that we're giving you is incredibly crucial, and we are facing censorship. We've already seen that time and time again. So please, again, start a watch party and share this video if you can. So what are we going to, we have like a million things to talk about right now. Can I just get into
talk
the whole,
about the three? Idaho.
the what?
We want to talk about Idaho?
Yeah,
Idaho?
sure. Talk about Idaho. Speaking of tyrants, a mother, a mother in Idaho. You know, we talked about this yesterday, but a mother in Idaho was arrested while having her children at a park for a play date. Now, we've seen people going back and forth. You have no rights to parks. You shouldn't have, you know, let your kids on the playground. But let's just say taxpayers pay for that playground, and taxpayers pay for that police officer who decided to arrest a mother in front of her children as they release criminals. But the beautiful part of this is the community came together and protested at the jail, chanting to free her, we had Bundy with them, who went to the police officer's house to serve him. And then we heard by Stephanie that they actually went to the governor's house as well to serve him with a cease and desist letter. I mean, this is the power of community. If you guys think that people can't do anything, you have not been paying attention, because we can fight back. We have the Constitution on our side. We have the laws on our side. And right now it's showing that there's going to be some police officers that are going to have an example made out of them.
And I do want to speak on the law enforcement piece. First of all, everybody needs to take a step back and realize that this whole blue line thing has been politicized. This is the globalist agenda to pit everybody against each other. So we as Freedom Angels have never, ever said, be disrespectful to law enforcement, do acts of violence against law enforcement, cross the line in any way, shape, or form. When we go out and do our work throughout the nation, the very first people that we go to is local law enforcement to establish a relationship with them and build a relationship with them. So the fact that in Idaho yesterday, we the people showed up. I'm saying we the people, all of us collectively were there that agreed with that, in the sense of this was not pitchfork and fire and that they were hurling hate. No, they were modeling for the rest of the nation what it is to be a human being, to address your grievances in a peaceable manner. And they walked through that with grace and dignity. And the fact that this is being flipped around to incite violence over law enforcement families and military families, and now military wives and children have to fear for their lives, that is not at all what this is about. And you have far missed the bigger agenda of what's going on. And we can't tell you how many law enforcement families we do have on our side, because they can see clearly what is going on here. Tara, you want to jump in?
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. This is what we've always been talking about. You know, localism is determinative. We need to be working with the people in our counties that are tasked with the management of this. The ones that are, you know, involved with the executive orders are predominantly the public health officers who are, you know, setting the standards from the governor and sometimes adding their own, you know, executive orders as well. And then the law enforcement that's tasked with, you know, policing that the executive orders from the law, county and the governor. And, you know, it reminds me of, you remember when we were in New York right before, the day before we were at Riverside Church, and we were at Senator Brad Hoylman's office and in a protest, and the NYPD was called on us, and there was 4 officers there and their lights blaring. And I remember I had that long conversation with Officer Sullivan, and I said, look, human and constitutional rights are being violated at a level that people don't even understand yet. And we need to all stand on the same side of history and fight. And we asked him then, like I literally asked him, I said, we're gonna need you to stand with us. You're gonna have to break from this agenda that is seeking to control and have control over people's bodies and their liberties. And, you know, I'm sure he's sitting at home now going, holy smokes, was she ever right? Because he was like, I get it. He, you know, after what was it, almost an hour? He's like, well, what am I to do? I'm just one person. And I said, we're all just one people. And and you're tasked with enforcement, law enforcement. You're gonna have to stand with us in the streets, shoulder to shoulder, as we resist the tyranny. And here it's coming. This is exactly what the people were asking in Meridian, Idaho, for their law enforcement to do, is don't do this. Don't enforce this. This is, you are complicit with this tyranny. We must break from this and go another direction. And amen that they did that, and they were peaceful and nonviolent, and that's the way it should be and has to be.
Yeah, Denise.
You know,
oh, go ahead.
Go ahead. Well, the executive orders have been, you know, originally it was different. It's different when they come, when you take emergency powers, it's usually presumed, well, the state has to prove that they have a compelling interest, and then it has to be narrowly applied, and it's generally for a very limited scope of time. You know, and every state has a different, like, provision in their constitution about how long the governor has that it can have emergency powers. But either way, it's overall generally to be a very limited thing. It's usually invoked for what, 2 or 3 days for a riot or something. These indefinite and extended emergency orders are absolutely unconstitutional. And now we are far beyond the point where we now have data that shows that the state does not have a compelling interest to maintain these powers or to have ever grabbed them in the first place.
Yeah, and I just wanted to point out, Denise, you know, you were right there with me in New Jersey when we were talking to the state troopers and getting to educate them. And it was literally hours before one of our friends, Stephanie, also got arrested. And then thinking about our time in California, educating the officers too before what appeared to be our arrest too. We have a lot of experience, and people need to see that modeled, what it means to peaceably stand your grounds. Did you want to speak any more to that? Because people really have this twisted misconception of our relationship with law enforcement.
Yeah, they think that we hate police officers. They think that we are not law-abiding citizens, but at every location that we have went to, we have built the relationships with these law enforcement, because that's what you have to do. They're not there to arrest you, and they're not there to throw you in jail just because. I mean, you're going to have some bad apples, but for the majority of the time that we've been going across the states, we built that relationship. They usually are on our side. They say, we understand why you're doing this. Like, we don't blame you. We do have to do our job, but we understand, and we are here to support you. You know, we've had this kind of support in California and New Jersey and, you know, all these other states, but we support law enforcement as long as they support the Constitution. We cannot support and that's the same when it comes with politicians. We are not, as a group, we are not blue or red. Right. We are, if you support our freedom and our Constitution, you are taking that oath seriously, we will support you. But if you are tyrannical, if you do not support our rights, if you are overstepping on our freedoms, we're going to call you out, and we're going to push back against you. I want to jump into the biggest tyrant that we're seeing right now, Newsom. I mean, come on, guys. I mean, I have a whole bunch to say about Newsom right now.
We all do.
Right? Yeah. Newsom and Cuomo.
But Newsom is trying to cover his ass right now with our previous protests on Monday. And now we're seeing articles in mainstream media saying the CHP has banned protest at the California Capitol. Let's remind you, they do not have the power to ban protest. We are still going to be there on May 1st, high noon, at the California Capitol with the gridlock and with boots on the ground. We do not need permission from anybody to protest and to speak to our government with our grievances. So not only is Newsom lying about, our permits, thinking that we had a permit to be in our cars, but now he's spending our stimulus money, the California stimulus money, on masks from China. $1 billion used on masks from China, and he bypassed the California companies that specialize in masks. What exactly is he doing with the California stimulus money? I mean, follow the money. That's what we always say all the time. Follow the money and you will absolutely find your answer. And right now, Governor Newsom is guilty of crimes against humanity.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm. Yes, he is. And, he said yesterday, he's been getting a lot of pushback recently, or what I should say is counties are starting to address this to him directly. San Joaquin County, there's multiple counties that have sent him letters and said, we want a easing of these restrictions. We can get back to work. We need to open this up. We're crushing the economy. The numbers are showing that it's safe for us to do this. And he said yesterday, no, there will be no easing up on the counties. I understand that some of them want to move faster than we should be moving. And he's saying straight out no to them. And this is very interesting. There's two things we wanted to also talk about before we get off today really quick. One is that in Franklin County, Washington, yesterday, it's Eastern Washington, three county commissioners for the county said that their county is now open for business. They said the unanimous decision Tuesday by 3 county commissioners defies Washington Governor Jay Inslee's stay-at-home order, which is in effect till May 4th. Quote, as far as I'm concerned, the county is open, and I'd encourage people within the law and within the parameters of their own safety, we're adults, we can make decisions, to behave accordingly. That's what I'm doing, said Commissioner Brad Peck. And the amazing thing, so their county is open for business. The county management took it into their hands and said, nope, not a compelling state interest. You are crushing the economy. You are literally the collateral damage from health, finances, emotions, societal, is so far beyond this that you don't get to do it. And the governor's office said to them, no, this is unlawful. You don't get to make that decision. And they said back, yes, we do. We do not recognize that you even get to get emergency powers beyond 30 days. And so you don't get to say this anymore, Governor.
Yeah.
Amen to that.
We
that
need
is the model that every county needs to be following.
Yes, this is everybody.
This is what we've been saying.
People always message us. What can we do to get involved? What can we do to push back? You get involved with your county, sheriff, local PD, public health, Office of Emergency Services, your city council members, and your district attorney. These are the people who you should have complete contact with. I mean, if Governor Newsom is telling people that they should start volunteering at food banks because the lines at food banks are so long because people cannot put food on the table anymore, why can't we get back to work instead of working for free? This is communism, just with a little bit of sprinkle here and a little bit of glitter there. But if you dissect it, we are living
in a whole lot of
what?
A whole lot of sticking it. Yeah.
Oh,
thumb, you're under the thumb.
Yes.
And so let's lead into the other beautiful piece that came out of California today, Kern County. 2 ER doctors from Kern County, California did a press conference today. It's an hour-long video where they laid out everything we have been waiting for the health authorities, to speak on. And they speak on the data, the actual facts and modeling. That they looked at everything in their community, and in California overall, and in New York, and around the country. And they're saying, look, the numbers show that the infection is far more widespread than we thought, and the deaths are so much fewer that this is their quote. They just kept saying, look, it's millions infected, very few deaths. If you have to get anything through, they're saying, and this is coming from not only the data that they've examined, but they're also their own personal experience as ER room docs on the front lines of this. And they came out and said, we have crashed our economy. We have collateral damage that is uncountable and devastating. And we have done it for what? These numbers and these models show that we should not be isolating the healthy and crashing our economy. That's what they say. And there's one reporter who's in there with them, and he keeps asking questions, and he's fully going at them, trying to undermine them and toe the mainstream media line, and the line that you hear these various governors like Newsom and Cuomo and Inslee and Murphy and the like, that are trying to advance a certain plan, like how they want to see, like Governor Newsom, 6 points that he has to see before he'll allow any easing. Which is all those control measures, mandatory tracking, mandatory testing, their viral ADA, where they want to control what the spacing in businesses, schools, and every public, private, big or small space looks like, and also have the control structures in place to ease and restrict these control measures. Well, these doctors just blew that any grounds to do any of these emergency powers or any of these restrictions out of the water. They have blown away the compelling state interest, and that should be shared far and wide. We'll link it here, and amen for them. They need to be on every news show and spread everywhere.
Do you happen to know their name?
I don't. In fact, it's an hour-long video, and I didn't even get to watch the entire thing because I only got it not long before we got on. I watched enough of it, maybe a third of it, but I even put it on our page. But I'm going to go back and watch the rest of it as soon as I can. And we got to get them. They got to get on the news everywhere.
Yeah. So we'll link that up. So again, dates to know. This Sunday, San Diego, and we'll put the flyer up on our page, and I have it on my page. We all are sharing it. We will be in San Diego, standing with Naomi, protesting for freedom. I mean, this is it, folks. The showdown is here, so it's time to get involved. We will also be at the California Capitol May 1st, permits or not. We have every right to protest and to address our government. So those are two things that I don't know what's going on with this, but it keeps freezing me, kicking me out, and then changing my phone, flipping my phone around. It's driving me absolutely insane. So our handles to follow is our YouTube channel, which this video will be posted up under Freedom Angels. We also are on Instagram, Twitter, and obviously Facebook, Freedom Angels Foundation. And we will be live at 5 tomorrow discussing freedom and liberty again. So hopefully we'll be able to see you guys tomorrow. Please start a watch party and share this video due to censorship. Anything else, ladies?
Well, I just wanted to say, make sure you guys email us freedomangels@protonmail.com. Make sure in the subject line it is county and state. We cannot rely on social media platforms. They're going to be here one day and gone the next. And so we need your county and your state. freedomangels@protonmail.com.
All right,
and
guys.
just know that there's hope. Keep staying engaged. Look at these county models, emulate them. Look to all the stories that keep coming out about hydroxychloroquine, Z-Pak, IV vitamin C, zinc sulfate, all the nebulizers that are alternative, ozone, all these things that are treating and curing. Look at the stats from these doctors. There's hope and there's models of how to do this in the communities, and people are rising up around the nation, and we all have to do it. We all have to just say, done, no more.
All right, ladies. I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Okay, see you later.
Bye.
Bye.